I needed to go to the dentist. I was due for a cleaning. And I started feeling pain down here that I was hoping was nothing. It was just maybe my night guard not fitting right or whatever, okay? Turns out that's not the case, unfortunately. Anyhow, I called more than once, explained the whole situation, asked what happens when you're a new patient, etc., etc. Called these new people. First I had to find a dentist online. Everything takes time. I had to contact my old dentist to find out about records and about when I had my last bite wings, my last full mouth panoramic thing, whatever that is. Found out my old dentist didn't do the panoramic, didn't have that capability, but also didn't ever do what they do have the capability to do, which is take a picture of one tooth at a time. And I saw them for, I thought, for 7 years. No one could tell me why they never did that. Maybe it was too expensive. I don't know. I don't have insurance. But in any case, I hadn't had the panoramic, which you get it done every 3 to 5 years or whatever. So I'm going to get the whole kit and caboodle. Exam, x-rays, panoramic, and cleaning. Then they want you to fill out paperwork online. Now, I'm computer literate to a point, but I'm not computer like. But what I didn't even think of until this whole fiasco was over with is just like I would never fill out paperwork online. You don't know how secure their servers are. You don't know. I'm not gonna give my social, blah blah whatever. I'm going. I didn't even think of that. Plus, you're doing their work for them. You know. How many people don't have computers? My mom's a new patient somewhere. She doesn't have a fucking computer. She can't fill out her paperwork online. Like, there are people like me who might have access to a computer, but not good at filling stuff out online. I had to sign up for HelloSign. Then it had, for some reason, had my mom's name and signature in there. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't remember doing it. Use something different, but remember when you do a trial period, when I had to do Omar's things online, that's at least for him, it's not my social security number. I had to do that online for JetBlue, and that was awful, but I kind of learned how to do it. But I think I signed up for DocuSign, and they give you a free trial for briefly, and now I wouldn't be able to get anything free with them, so I had to find a new company, and then it was messing up. I'm not familiar with it. I was up really, really late doing it, killing myself to do it. This was simply because to get my records from my old dentist, I had to sign a release form. There was no choice. I had to do that online, okay? I had to sign a release. And it's not easy. You can't just take an imaginary pen and sign or whatever. You have to take these little boxes and you have to get them with the arrows and you have to put them just right. And then when I fucked up, because I needed it sent to my email, but then it thought that it was my mom's thing and I needed to sign it from email, and then I refused, and it started over again. because I finally figured out how to do it. Then when I started over again and I would bring the little things up to the line, I don't know if this was Joe's computer, but instead of letting me type LORA, it had this whole scroll box from the first document I'd done, and it wasn't letting me type shit. It kept wanting to put up whatever something was in the scroll box, and I didn't know how to get rid of that. So I spent an obscene amount of time just trying to get these fucking records, because my old dentist was so nice, even though it was totally last minute. And the reason it was last minute was because I asked to be put on a waiting list. They weren't going to be able to see me for three, like a month, and when they had an opening, but I found out about the opening on Friday. So I said, and I can't get on Joe's computer till the night. I said, if I get you these records, you're not open on Saturday, you'll have a Monday morning. If I get you this release, will you be able to get them? Like, oh, no, don't worry about it, Laura. This woman assured me as long as we have it, like when we open at 8 in the morning, we will get your records to your dentist before your 1 o'clock appointment. Okay? So they worked and made sure to do it instead of having probably a normal amount of time. They got my dentist the records. We'll come to that in a minute. Okay. So I killed myself getting the release because when they changed me, I was very appreciative. We can fit you in on Monday because we had a cancellation. I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And then Joe offers to drive me on his lunch hour. Because while it would take me about 2.5 hours by public transportation, but I'm used to that kind of shit if you go certain places, okay? To reach my mom in the mental hospitals, it would be an all-day affair, buses and trains and MBTA and commuter rails. And meanwhile, how fast could you drive to it? It would literally take me all day long, either from where I was living or even when I was living with that guy. Okay? All day long. That's how it is. I deal with it. I would never ask Joe to take me. I will never ask him to take me. If he offers, that's great. He at least can pick me up after work. But meanwhile, I have time to kill like hours and hours during the day. But I can go walk and to wherever. Walk around, walk to stores, walk whatever. Okay, that's not a problem. This is the problem. I repeatedly, when they fit me in on, because I had planned on trying, because I had plenty of time to fill out the paperwork online, and it was only after the fact that Joe's like, I would never do that. Why? And you're right, I shouldn't, because I was already in my old health facility, 7 months later, notified that somebody had hacked into thousands of their records. Okay, and they only told me about it, even though they found out about it there. They tell me about it 7 months later. You might want to check it out and see, make sure. But I never bothered. I didn't even know how to do that, and it was too whatever. So it's nerve-wracking. And Joe's right. You should do paperwork when you're new anywhere, the old-fashioned way. Why should I do your job for you anyway? Seriously. And the biggest thing is, if it was not everyone has a computer. Even people with computers are not so computer literate that they know how to sign documents and everything online. It's not easy. It's not easy. Not for me. I did it. I figured it out. But it took me a long time to kill myself up till like 1:30 in the morning. And Joe was going to try to help me. I said, I don't want your help. Just let me figure it out myself. I did it with JetBlue. I did it with Omar's when they needed that stuff online and emailed to them. But, you can't force someone. I don't like that. But it gets even worse. Okay? And my old dentist, they go to lunch at the same time, and everyone leaves the office, and you call, and it's an answering service. Okay? That wasn't the case here. I found it after the fact. I guess this is like a newer dentist. I didn't know that. All I knew is they had top reviews. And Dentist Joe goes to had bad reviews, but he's like, how do you know that they didn't have their friends write reviews? You never know. I don't know. All I know is that, you recommended somebody who had, but yours was also a specialist, and I just wanted a regular person that does, cleaning. So anyhow, again, new patient. I expect to be treated special. I expect to be welcomed. I don't expect the red carpet, but I expect. So Joe gets me there. We left right at 12 at his lunch hour. He gets me there about the same time that I would have had to leave early in the morning. Not early in the morning, but early enough, and walking and getting to the bus and then whatever. Early enough, okay. And of course, the baby had to be in the crate all day long, and I knew 99.99999% I was going to come home to a mess in the crate. I took him out right before we were going to leave, and then I'm not home till 7. So, but it was a miracle he didn't go, And there's nothing I can do. Okay, that is reality. That's life. That's, nothing I can do. He's 14 and blind. I don't know how much longer he's going to be around. He's my baby, and he's, but he had a good life. I get there. I'm sorry, I called in the car. I said, I'm on my way over. When are you going to be there? We're not going to be able to take you at 12:30, whatever. This was the same woman that I'd been talking to all along. And she's the same one who assured me when I said, okay, she said to me without me even saying, she's like, okay, so we can fit you at Mondays, and that's kind of last minute. Oh, don't worry if you can't do the paperwork, you can do it here. She assured me, being proactive, anal, if you want to be blunt, okay, am I going to have enough time? I'm doing cleaning, exam, I'm a new patient, I'm going to be filling out paperwork, I'm doing the panoramic, I'm doing the bite wings. Is it going to be enough time for me to do all of this? Oh yeah, don't worry, there'll be plenty of time. I get there. Around 12:30, I call up, right? I'm here. Oh, we're not ready for you. We'll call you when we're ready, okay? My appointment is at 1, new patient, okay? There are people that arrive at dentist appointments or whatever for decades, no matter what appointment, be it waxing, be it whatever. Dentist, doctor, waxing, hair, I always go to the bathroom first so I don't have to possibly go to the bathroom during, because I'm there for it's an hour thing, But I take public transportation, so I always have to go to the bathroom because I'm on public transportation for a long time. But anybody can have to go to the bathroom. I know my mom goes to things and has had to go to the bathroom, okay? I have to make sure I get all the pee out of me and everything before I leave to go on my walk. Right? It's just reality. I'm older now. Right? I'm not in there forever. But there are people that have to go to the bathroom, or you might get anything can happen. Right? The fact is, I'm sorry that there's a pandemic and whatnot. You can't just let somebody in on the fucking dot of their appointment when they might have to go to the bathroom. But in my case, I had to fill out your fucking paperwork. What is wrong with you? And it's not like my dentist where there's nobody there because they go to lunch at 12, but there was someone there answering the phone, the same one that I've been telling all along, okay? But also, on top of this, and remember, exceptional reviews online, like tons and tons and tons of reviews, top rated this, blah, 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 whatever, okay? And not like 100 miles away or even 50 miles away. If Joe can drive me there and back on his lunch hour, it takes me over 2 hours, probably close to 3, because I also have to walk to the bus stop. I don't know how long that takes, but by the time you get out and walk and catch the bus, and buses can be late, and everything can happen. So I really appreciated Joe driving me. He's like, he said, doesn't know if he could do it again. I said, I would never ask you. I don't assume anything in this life. But I do assume when you're a fucking new patient somewhere and you're anal enough, proactive, if we want to be kind, to say, are you sure I'm going to have enough time? And she said it before I did. She never once said, the receptionist who I kept talking to, you know, saying this and that, figuring out what we're going to do in the paperwork and blah, 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 and if I'd had bite wings and stuff, okay. All nice on the phone when you're not there yet. But in person, she's the one that said to me, she never once said to me, you know, if you don't fill out your paperwork online, and meanwhile Joe says they can't even require that, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You're doing their job for them, plus how secure, they might not have secure servers, and you're putting your social and all your personal info. And then I put this address where I'm living. It's not my legal address. I don't even know about that. But it doesn't matter. I don't use insurance at all. So, you know, one of their top reviews was that I was just in the area and needed this done or that done. But I would go back in a heartbeat, but I don't live around, you know what I mean? So people go to dentists even if they don't live there. I don't legally live here. Unless I change my address, I don't legally live here. Period. There are people elderly people usually, but they live elsewhere like 7 months out of the year, and then their legal address is still in Massachusetts. But they'll go to somewhere else. Generally, Florida, I think, and nowadays I think they would want to. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, I understand pandemic. I understand you don't want people in your waiting room, but you still can't have somebody come in the very last second, all right? Not if you're going to turn around and do what you did to me. You can't have someone come in the last minute, especially if they have to fill out your goddamn paperwork, you know? That you assured them would be fine if they didn't fill out online. So since they had such trouble getting the records to you. Speaking of that, call them up in the car because I hadn't had a chance. I was running around. I was doing this, that, and taking care of Omar and everything and getting and you know. And I also wet down my hair and blew it dry because I hadn't done that. I had taken a shower but not blown dry my hair, and it was nice out, so I blew my hair dry because I like that. But anyhow, hey, this is so. Did you get my records? Oh, I don't know. We did get some email, but it looked suspicious, so we didn't open it. It was like a protected thing or something. And I hang up the phone with that because now I have to call my dentist, okay? But they're on their which I forgot. They all go to lunch at the same time, and an answering service answers, okay? Here they didn't do that. This person still answered the phone, all right? Which means they could have let me in at least a little bit earlier, not right on the fucking dot, but it didn't even wind up being on the fucking dot. So all right, whatever. And I hang up the phone, and Joe's like, yeah, your dentist probably sent it protected because of HIPAA, because Joe's brilliant. Remember, Joe's really smart. So I'm there a little after 12:30. Oh, 12:30 actually. 12:30, okay. I looked at my phone to see when I had called. So we'll say 12:33. My appointment's at 1. Right? I know, and they don't, that I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. Right? But also I have to fill out your fucking paperwork, and you do know that. We'll call you when we're ready. Alright? Come to find out, they have an inner thing, okay, that's separate from their office. There's a whole bunch of buildings there, so it's like an inner type thing that's protected and at a bench. No one offers me that, though. So calls me right on the dot at 1. Okay, we're ready for you. Do you want to fill out your paperwork in here? Would you rather, or do you want to just fill? I can fill it outside. I can do that, because they're so paranoid about me being in their waiting room. Okay, and I know there are still people, because I took my mom places. You don't, if you get there an hour early, they don't want you sitting in there, but it doesn't mean you can't be in their waiting room at all, and they call you right on the dot of your fucking appointment. And then she's like, oh, well, there's also a separate area over here which was there the whole time, which you could have let me go in before, because I'm just standing out here, out in your parking lot for half an hour, but whatever. Do you want to just fill it out over there? I'm like, yeah, if there's a bench, that'd be easier. So now it's after 1. Now it's a few minutes after. How do I know that? Because the second I sat down on that, she didn't bring me my paperwork immediately. She had to get it. She had to whatever. She made something. Oh, we didn't have the top sheet. So it's a few minutes after 1. I know that all by my phone because I called. Now it's after 1, so it's 1:04. I'm sitting on the bench. Before I even started doing my paperwork, I call I'm like, did you send them that paperwork, the records? Oh yeah, we did that. Remember? Oh, we got something, but an email, but it looks, it's coming from my dentist. My God, it looks suspicious. So I killed myself to get them their records that they don't give a fuck about. It turns out they didn't tell the dental hygienist anything going on with me, even though I'd said specifically about this and everything, and that I have gum problems and what have you, but particularly about this. And they had me bring my night guard, but the doctor didn't look at the night. Oh, everything was fucking rushed. Okay. For all I know, the receptionist, who after my appointment, when they didn't wind up doing my cleaning. Everything's fucking rushed. And remember, I did go to the bathroom. That took 5 minutes. That wasn't the paperwork and all that. I timed everything. I know what time I finished because I didn't get it until a few minutes after. It was 4 after that. I mean, that took 30, however long it took. It didn't take long for me to say, did you send them? Oh, yeah, we sent it, okay? Click, okay? But so that was at 4 so I started doing my paperwork 4 I read everything. Okay? I can't do paperwork instantly. I have to make sure that everything, and I'm not, blah, 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 blah. I read everything that you give me. Then I have to walk in there with the paperwork, and if they're handling another patient, they can't take me yet, right? Then I have to say to them, so here's my paperwork, make sure I filled it out okay, right? And then I have the nerve to need to use the bathroom, okay? And I'm saying to them, that was from my dentist, you got my, it doesn't matter anyway, we're taking new shit. Yeah, I know. I killed myself to get you my records before I got here on Monday, but it doesn't matter. And you didn't even bother to fucking open it because, it looks suspicious. We did get an email, but it looks suspicious. So, of course, a new patient, dental hygienist knows nothing. She has to ask me questions. And then she needs to do bite wings. We need to do the panoramic, whatever. And she's like, we're not going to be able to, I don't think we're going to be able to do your cleaning. I started getting upset. I'm like, what do you mean? That's what I'm here for. People, they usually do the paperwork ahead of time. Refer back to what Joe says. I don't have to do paperwork online. I'm doing your job for you, and it's not even safe anyway, especially if you didn't even know that a fucking protected email was coming from my old dentist. That tells me, do you protect your shit, or you can't even recognize a protected email because of HIPAA? How do I know they protect their shit if they send it out if you didn't open the records my dentist made sure to get to you in the morning? Because I said it was really important on Friday. And I said, I know it's last minute. Can you do it? We can. We can send you this form. I can't fill it out till tonight. I don't have access to a computer till, my roommate gets out of work. And don't worry, no problem. We'll have it Monday morning and we'll do that. They killed themselves. But to get it to my, and then, oh, we got an email, but it looked suspicious, so we didn't open it. And then they didn't do my cleaning. And I'm like in shock. The dental hygienist was nice enough, but she's rushing. Like, I'm penalized because I didn't fill out paperwork online that I shouldn't have to fill out anyway, and tons of people don't have computers. Like, what the fuck? We're not going to be able to do your cleaning. And she just was real nice. I said, you know what? This is going to leave a bad, I'm a new patient. I kept asking. You knew you had to do everything. You should allow for extra time. And I said to her outright, what do you allow normally? I said, my old dentist would allow an hour. Oh, we allow an hour for just a cleaning. But I'm doing all the x-rays, and I'm a new patient, and I needed to fill the paperwork, and you knew that. You didn't allow. I don't believe even if I'd gotten my 4-1 a month later, they were going to allow for extra for the paperwork. They expect you to fucking do the paperwork online, and they don't allow for any extra time. Even for someone to commit the crime of having to go to the bathroom or something. Well, we're not going to be, I need to be able to do a thorough job. We're not going to be able to do your cleaning today. Oh, I was livid. I was livid. 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 Then it turns out that this is where my old root canal was from 26 years ago, and I have an infection, and it's going to be major stuff. I had to be referred to a specialist. I meet the doctor, and she's rushing too. A new patient. She's rushing. And I said, you know, you got exceptional reviews on it. Just whatever. Can't see if her expression anyway. Everything was rush because I committed the crime of not doing the fucking paperwork online. Which, as Joe later pointed out, I'm going to repeat it again because I don't think of shit like that. I would never do my paperwork online. That's your personal info. I won't get my social online for nothing. Joe's like, he would never do it. He's like, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to. They should allow for extra time. Like, what the fuck? And then I walk out, and I've committed the crime of the century. Remember, I'm all upset, too, but it doesn't, I mean, she was really nice, but she had to keep saying, smiling, and be like, no, but we're not going to be able to do your cleaning. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to come back. Oh, my God. You fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck? And then the one that I've been dealing with all along snaps at me because I walk out and I've committed the crime of the century. Okay? Not intentionally, but Joe's like, yeah, he told me what he would have said. You know, you want to get paid? You can say it nice. You can say, I'd appreciate if you do so-and-so, not, can you do that right, please? Like, snapping at fucking me. I'm already livid that you're not going to do my cleaning, and I'm going to have to come back, and you know, Joe, there's no guarantee you can ever drive me on his lunch hour, that I don't have to spend hours getting there. And I said up front, blah, 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 we're doing all these things, and you said, don't worry.